In 1857, India witnessed a massive uprising against British rule, often called the First War of Independence. For the first time, people from across India united to fight a common enemy, shaking the foundations of the British Empire. Though ultimately suppressed, the rebellion inspired future generations of freedom fighters. The revolt was not sudden. It was fueled by years of growing resentment against the British East India Company's rule. Indians felt their traditions and way of life were under threat, and the rebellion was an explosion of this frustration. It began in Meerut on May 10, 1857, when Indian soldiers, or sepoys, refused to use rifle cartridges rumored to be greased with cow and pig fat, offensive to both Hindus and Muslims. This act of defiance spread rapidly, igniting a widespread rebellion across northern and central India. The uprising was more than a military mutiny. Peasants, artisans, and local rulers joined, united by shared grievances. The 1857 rebellion revealed the deep desire for freedom and laid the groundwork for India's long struggle for independence. The sacrifices of these rebels became a powerful inspiration for the nationalist movement. The events of 1857 forever changed the relationship between India and Britain. The British East India Company began as a trading firm, but soon became the real ruler of India. Using its private army, it exploited conflicts between Indian kingdoms to expand its control. By the mid-1800s, the company governed vast territories, imposing harsh policies to extract wealth. Indian farmers suffered under new land revenue systems, losing land and livelihoods to high taxes and rents. Traditional industries like textiles were destroyed by cheap British imports, leaving millions unemployed. Company officials lived lavishly, treating Indians as second-class citizens and fueling resentment. The doctrine of lapse, introduced by Lord Dalhousie, allowed the British to annex any kingdom without a male heir. Important states like Satara, Nagpur, and Jhansi were seized, spreading fear among Indian rulers. The company's greed and disregard for Indian society created widespread anger. Social, economic, and political grievances simmered beneath the surface. By the 1850s, India was a land of unrest, ready to explode. The stage was set for a major revolt. The company's rule had sown the seeds of rebellion. The 1857 rebellion had deep political, economic, social, and military roots. British expansion and annexation of states like Awadh created fear and mistrust among Indian rulers and officials. Heavy taxes and the destruction of local industries drove peasants and artisans into poverty. Many believed the British aimed to destroy Indian religions and traditions, fueling cultural resentment. Social reforms, though progressive, were seen as interference in Indian customs. The immediate spark was the introduction of the Enfield rifle, with cartridges rumored to be greased with cow and pig fat. Sepoys' refusal to use them led to harsh punishment, igniting the rebellion. The uprising was a response to years of exploitation and disrespect. It was a fight for dignity, faith, and freedom. The flames of revolt quickly spread across northern India. The 1857 rebellion was led by remarkable figures from across India. In Delhi, rebels rallied around the Mughal Emperor Bahadur Shah Zafar, giving the movement legitimacy. Bakht Khan, his general, organized the defense of Delhi. In Jhansi, Rani Lakshmibai became a legendary warrior, leading her troops with unmatched courage. Tatya Tope, a master of guerrilla warfare, fought alongside her and continued resistance even after major defeats. Nana Sahib led the revolt in Kanpur, seeking justice after being denied his rightful inheritance. Begum Hazrat Mahal of Awadh united diverse groups in Lucknow, fiercely resisting British forces. These leaders, from different backgrounds, gave the rebellion its strength and character. Their bravery turned the uprising into a widespread popular struggle. Their legacy inspired future generations in India's fight for freedom. The British crushed the 1857 rebellion with brutal force, leaving a trail of destruction. Villages were burned, and rebels and civilians faced harsh reprisals. In 1858, the British government took direct control, ending the East India Company's rule. The British Raj began, with a viceroy governing India on behalf of the Crown. The army was reorganized to prevent future uprisings, and the policy of annexing states was abandoned. The British promised to respect Indian princes, and adopted a policy of non-interference in religious matters. Though the rebellion failed, it was the first major collective effort to end foreign rule. The memory of 1857 inspired the Indian nationalist movement. It fostered a sense of unity and a shared desire for freedom. The events of 1857 marked the beginning of the end for British rule in India. Its legacy endures in the story of India's independence.